Hi, welcome everyone to Pop Cult X episode 185. With us every week is Danny and myself, the co host of Pop Cult X. Welcome this week when we kind of refocus or shift gears from our usual to do the official, unofficial Project Runway recap show that we're dedicating some time to, which is a little fun, a little different for us, but it's been fun. So let's go ahead and get started. Danny, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, it's a nice little departure from our typical, usual pop culture focused rants and raves, I guess, if you will. So it's
Yeah.
been fun so far. This is our second episode of the recap show. So we're 3 episodes in. But can I take a moment real quick? And I want to plug something, if you don't mind, to all
Sure.
our listeners and audience out there. So I started, I guess we call it a digital zine, like a digital magazine, and it's focused on music and images.
Nice.
So how like it's I call it Sonic Looks. It's SONIQLOOX because I'm creative. And and I just wanted to invite all of our audience and listeners to go to our Substack and subscribe and take a look at it. It's pretty fun. I'll put a link in the description below here so you can take a look and go subscribe. Help me out. Numbers matter, I guess, to the algorithm, and any little bit helps. I have 8 issues, no, 7 issues out right now.
Oh, wow.
Each issue has a different band that I interview and images that correspond with that, hence the looks part of Sonic Looks.
Yeah.
So yeah, go take a look at it. And thanks, Gabe, for letting me do that. And now back to our Project Runway show.
Yeah, no problem. I always appreciate any new ways that I can discover new music. And
Mm.
so that's one of the cool things that you're doing is introducing some cool bands out there to maybe people who haven't heard or seen them before. So definitely cool. I recommend everyone check it out. But getting back to Project Runway, we're recapping today or discussing season 21, episode 3, which was titled Boring to Brilliant. Um, it sort of starts out with the elimination from the previous week,
Mhm.
right? So we jump right into kind of a tense situation from the last episode, which was the athleisure face-off, which we had Angelo and Alex in the bottom. I had my prediction, if you remember, if we can rewind back to the previous podcast of who was going to leave, and I was correct.
Yeah.
Alex gets the boot, and she exits with respect and grace, and
Yeah.
I feel bad for her, but she kind of took it well. But she was the one to go. What are your thoughts on that? Did you think she deserved it? I know you were kind of Team Angelo, so I
Yeah.
assume you were happy.
I was happy that my underdog stayed in the competition.
Yeah.
Although as we get through this recap show, that might change. But I'm happy that he stayed. I thought Alex. I think you said it best that she accepted her elimination with grace,
Yeah.
and I think that isn't always often the case. And the way she handled it, I thought was should be like the model way of how people should go out. So I appreciated that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You don't want to see a consistent being like F you, F you, F you. I especially hate you. You want to see them kind of keep those relationships going. I always say like it's a good connection to have with
Oh yeah.
Heidi Klum, La Roche, Dina Garcia. There's their extra special guests that they have. Don't burn those bridges. Let
Hmm.
say thank you and leave with grace and with your respect and your head held high. So she did a good job of that. So we kind of go on to the next challenge. Life moves on. Uh, we find out that Ethan and Jesus, who were the previous winners, are picked to team leaders. So they create their own houses. So we have House of Ethan, or as he called it, Ho. And
Oh.
we have Jesus, who is House of Catalina, which is inspired by a Colombian flower that he's inspired by. So Ho is Joseph, Joan, Chen, and Angelo. Ethan was like trying to make sure there was no tension by having any like firecracker personalities, he called it. And then Jesus uh, chose his twin, which was obvious, Antonio, Madeline, Bologna, and BJ, which was kind of surprising because him and VJ didn't really get
Yeah,
along.
that's true.
was kind of weird that he chose him, or I'm sorry, chose her. But so it was kind of surprising to me to see that. But I don't know, it had some mixed results. But what do you think about another group challenge? Do you like group challenges, or did you want to see them do their own thing?
Group challenges are always fun for the drama because
Yeah,
something's gonna happen and someone's not gonna agree with what the team leader says or whatnot. And I think it was kind of surprising to see that the House of Catalina actually meshed well together for me. That there wasn't any, as Ethan put it, firecrackers going off. They all seemed to um, perform well as a team.
yeah.
Whereas with Ethan, his team, the Ho team, um, he kind of took the leadership role, I think, a little too far and was like a little too um, show me your designs and I'll approve which ones you want, which ones will get
Yeah, that
made.
was kind of odd.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. And so he didn't let the designers be who I think they are themselves, and it showed with the work, right?
Yeah. And unfortunately, as much as I love Ethan, he's kind of showing that he's not a good leader when it comes to
Yeah.
group
Hmm.
activities, right? That's sort
Yeah.
of his weakness. And the other sort of interesting thing that happened in relation to the two teams being picked is that they had to pick a mystery fabric to work with.
Hmm.
Ethan's team got denim, which was like the good choice, I thought. Like everyone loves denim, and then Jesus got like a gray wool, which was
Yeah.
not bad, but I think that it could be kind of boring in one instance, and then we kind of see how Jesus' team turned it out. So
Yeah.
uh, that was kind of an interesting thing of like having a surprise. The other thing was their muse was going to be Sofia Vergara.
Hmm.
They were told that one of the winning looks was going to be worn by her. She was going to be one of the judges. So that's kind of exciting, I would imagine, for a designer to know that a celebrity who's highly sought after, like highly photographed, is going to be wearing one of your designs.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like a nice little carrot to dangle, right, in front
Yeah.
of the designers. And speaking of that, and with Ethan and his looks, if we want to get into individual looks yet or not, I don't know. But
Yeah, definitely.
did him and his team remember that?
I don't think so. Based off, from my perception, their theme was showstopper. They wanted
Yeah.
show-stopping looks. They wanted to be over the top, which is cool because Sofia Vergara is very over the top. She's got an over the top personality,
Hmm.
but she is very stylish at the same time.
Yeah.
And Ethan's look had this really odd circular, I
Large
don't know what you would call it.
owl. I don't know.
Yeah, like keyhole. It kind of looked.
Hmm.
Heidi Klum said that she had a bottle opener that sort of looked like it. So that was hilarious. Um, the bottom part of it was cool, but the top part was like I can't imagine seeing Sophia wear something like that.
No.
And then he sort of convinced one of his teammates to do like fringe,
Yeah,
which
Joan, right? Yeah.
yeah, which kind of looked like a car wash. It like the dangly things that wash your car, and it was just a miss like for all of them. Yu Chen did a look that he had to restart over and then did like a little banded tube top, and then again I couldn't see Sophia wearing that. She's very voluptuous. That wasn't made for someone who has a lot of curves. So it just was kind of a miss all across the board for me.
Yeah, and I think once we get to the judging panel, and I think Law Roach probably described it the best. So once we get to that, we'll make sure we say how he classified their looks.
Yeah. What about House of Catalina? What do you think of their designs?
I thought they were okay. I mean, the material itself, like you said, a wool is going to not really lend itself to being very stylish. I mean, when I think wool, I think like coats, like an overcoat, like a jacket, right? So, and that's just and very itchy because that's what I think of when I think of wool. That's very itchy. I remember I had a wool
Yeah.
sweater once, and I just couldn't wear it. It was just, yeah. But anywho, um,
Yeah.
their looks were good. I think your dark horse that you picked, she nailed it.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad that you brought that up because I wanted to tell people I told you so. Last podcast, I said, look out for Bologna.
yes,
I
you
think
did.
bring it, and she did.
Yeah.
She was in the top three with Jesus and Antonio, like well deserved. Her look was amazing, and I knew she had it in her.
Well, she just wasn't in the top three. She won.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to
Oh,
get
you wanted to
it.
tease it a little bit. Well, let's just throw it out there. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to Bologna. She was the winner. La Roche gave her an excellent critique or comment by saying that she had the best look of the season thus far. So
Yeah.
that was really good. And it was really cool because we sort of got more of her backstory, and she sort of says that she always gets picked last. She
Yeah.
was last in the divvying up of the team, so people
Mhm.
weren't really
Mhm.
looking at her as being
A threat.
someone to look out for.
Yeah.
And she ended up winning. So I love that. I love that for her. I think that she came up with something really cool that Sophia is going to look really amazing in, but also Jesus and Antonio came up with some really good looks that looks very luxe. The material was maybe not the most interesting, but they made it look expensive, and that's not an easy thing to do, I think.
You're right. And I think you could tell that they are brothers
Yeah,
because their looks were very similar. I guess maybe they really took the whole Catalina flower and ran with it more than the other ones did.
yeah.
But yeah, I like their looks, but I think the winning look was for me my favorite look.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I agree. She definitely had the best look. La Roche talking about the judges got heated again. I mean, he's not pulling back. He sort of said, what did he say? He said, "I'm really pissed off. I didn't come to work to look at a bunch of ugly fucking
Yep.
clothes." So that was, and Heidi was like, like he was stabbing the contestants. Um, he doesn't pull any punches when it comes to,
No.
and I could see that. Like I can see that in a sense he's saying you're not taking this seriously. You have people that are top in their industry here to take time out of their careers to help you to set up your career, and maybe you're not doing your best work, and that could be really frustrating.
Hmm. Yeah, and he said something I think along the lines to have we eliminated all three designers before? Because he wanted to just get rid of them,
Yeah.
which is just interesting. I mean, I don't remember him being this. Maybe he was straightforward or this blunt in America's Next Top Model.
Was he on America's Next Top
I
Model?
thought he was. Wasn't he a judge for a while?
He was a
Or
judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
okay,
That's where I know him from. I don't know if he was on America's Next Top Model. I sort of, as the seasons went along, I sort of stopped watching America's Next Top Model. Uh, but
I'm pretty sure he was.
let's see.
I'm looking it up right now just so I don't make a fool out of myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's
was
there-
in.
he
He
has.
did 23 and 24.
Oh, he was. Yeah, and he was a judge on. I think it was like a dancing show on HBO. I think it was like Pose or Vogue, or I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a ballroom dance competition, and he was very strong and opinionated in
Okay.
that
I
show as
mean,
well. So
don't get me wrong, I dig it. I like that
yeah,
straightforwardness of it. I think it's refreshing that people aren't trying to like, soften the blow to their egos, right? So he's letting them know, and that's how it is in the real world, right? That's how.
I was just gonna say that.
Okay.
I literally was, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say the fashion industry is just like that. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously, I'm not in the fashion industry, but it's sort of well known that it's extremely cutthroat. There's not a lot of room for a lot of designers. So it's you've got to be thick skinned. You've got
Yeah.
to work really hard to get your stuff shown and to sell. And, you have people like Anna Wintour who are famous for not mincing words and letting
Yeah.
what their thoughts are. So you've got to develop that thick skin. So it is what it is. You got to deal with it.
Yeah. And since we're talking about the bottom three, and they were again Ethan, Joan, and Angelo,
Yeah.
my dude Angelo, got to come through. Come on.
Yeah.
Um, Thinking about their looks with their denim mangling that they did, if you will. which do you think would has the better chance of going home? Because of course we got the cliffhanger again, which I'll go on a tangent real quick. I don't like that
I
at
hate it.
all. I want
Yeah.
to see a resolution in the same episode. I don't want to have to wait till the next episode.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I can't stand it. It's unnecessary. Like I kind of
Mhm.
want to have the one episode sort of encapsulated and have the
Exactly.
beginning and the end, and then move on to the next one. It's sort of awkward because the next episode they still have to deal with that, and then they're like, okay, moving along,
Yeah,
and
it starts off with a downer.
yeah. So I kind of wish that they would change that, and but it is what it is. Um, Getting back to the three bottom people, Angelo's was so unremarkable that I don't even remember what it looked like.
He had that pencil skirt that had like the wide
Oh,
hips.
with the little pointy
Yeah,
thing.
it looked kind of like I would say like almost like a 1960s stewardess or air stewardess type of uniform. That's what
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah, he had a cool jacket, but the jacket was sort of like an afterthought. And
Yeah.
yeah. And then Ethan had that weird bottle opener look. And then Joan had the car wash.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. As sad as it is, I'm thinking that it's probably going to be Joan.
Really interesting. Okay.
Yeah. She I don't want to say she threw Ethan under the bus, but she tried to put a lot of blame on him as a leader, saying,
Yeah,
he approved the design,
yeah.
he came up with the idea for the fringe. Regardless of who your leader is, my thoughts are you have to stand out in all the best ways possible. You can't
Hmm.
design something that is not representative of yours. And you have to think, is this my last look? Is this how I want to go out? Like, and I think sometimes people think, well, I just want to do something that's going to make me safe. You have to aim for that win every week.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's true.
can't be like, I just want to be mediocre and like middle of the road because sometimes middle of the road will land you in the bottom. And her look, I don't know, it didn't have anything to sort of it had no saving grace. Whereas the other guy had the jacket.
Yeah.
Ethan's the bottom half of it looked okay. The top part looked weird, but the bottom part was, passable. Whereas hers, I mean, can in what strange bizarro universe could you see Sofia Vergara wear that?
Well, I'll go one step further. What universe can you see her wearing the big old key bottle opener thing?
I mean, I could kind of see her wear that if it was like Vogue or Elle magazine, and they were trying to be very editorial and fashion, and
Okay. Okay. Fair
she
enough.
had like
Yeah,
really
I could see
cool
that.
modern makeup, and her hair was pulled back, and they were trying to be very editorial. Maybe, but
Okay. Okay.
even
Okay.
then, I don't see it. Um, but the car wash flaps, like I just think that was just and I feel bad for her because I do think she's being honest in the fact that she was led to sort of make bad decisions, but you can't do that.
Yeah, that's true. I guess the question then becomes how much emphasis do the judges put on the leadership of the team, right? Because the other two challenges before, which were other group challenges as well, there was no real set team leader. There was
Yeah,
no defined team leader. But this is the first one where they had to pick teams, and there was now a clear, defined team leader. So how much, I guess, do the judges take that into consideration?
yeah. Well, I think that they should. If Ethan becomes the leader of a group again and he leads them down the wrong path, I think that's going to be his uh his downfall.
Yeah.
And the thing that rubbed me the wrong way is that when he was talking to someone, he was like, "Well, Christian loves my look, so let's take a look at yours."
Mm,
That's kind of the impression that he's giving off is like he focuses on his look. He knows that it's good, that it's gonna land him in the top or
hmm.
be safe,
Safe. Yeah.
and he's not helping the other designers
Hmm.
come up with a winning look. It's just like not a focus of his. I don't think that he's doing it like in a malicious way. I just don't think he's a good leader.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
That's true. Yeah. And not all people were born to lead. I mean,
yeah,
and just because he's not a good leader doesn't mean not a good designer. And maybe when they finally get to solo challenges, if you will, that he'll really shine because he won't have to worry about anyone else.
Yeah. The other thing that was kind of interesting about this episode is that Ethan came out as his drag persona Utica. Do
Yeah.
you think that that was a distraction? And do you think he should have done that, or do you think that it just added some extra flavor to what they were doing?
Well, it definitely added extra flavor. I mean, I didn't mind it so much because that's Utica and him. That's him, right? That's
Right,
her. I'm not sure how to say that, but that's who he is.
right,
So it's a part of who he is. So I didn't mind that. Should he have? I don't know because he's not there as Utica, the designer. He's there as Ethan.
right.
So he should have stayed in that lane, I think, just because of
Yeah,
that.
I think that it could have been misconstrued as like attention grabbing and a bit like look at me. If I was one of the other designers, I may have been off put by that. If
Mhm.
someone comes in and like a character and is like performing, I don't think that was his intention. I think that he was just trying to have fun
Yeah,
and kind of what he said was like sort of bring up the spirits of the other
yeah,
designers.
yeah,
So that I saw that, and I think that he did a good job of that. Of like, hey, look at me. This is what I do. Let's have some fun. Let's like
yeah,
not be
exactly.
dumb.
That's how
Uh,
I took it. Yeah.
yeah, and so that was good. And uh, but I'll be curious to see if he continues to do that because I think that the judges may have some sort of feelings about that.
Yeah, well, they haven't said anything. I mean, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was it for pretty much for the episode. We're sort of left with the cliffhanger ending with the bottom three, Ethan, Joan, and Angelo, sort of waiting for their fate as the episode closed. Do you think that it'll be a historic triple elimination?
I don't think so. I mean, they got to stretch out to however many episodes, right? They get rid of three. That's cutting off three episodes. That's cutting off their, sponsorships for three episodes. So they got to make that money somehow. But I did like the fact that in the teaser for the following episode that they always show at the end, like coming up, they
Yeah,
didn't show any of those designers that were on the bottom.
I thought that I saw Ethan.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
They went it went by pretty fast, obviously, and I was gonna rewind it, but I was like, I don't want it to ruin it, and like I thought that I saw Ethan,
Okay.
and I think that he's safe. If between the three of them, I think for sure he's safe. He's good
Okay. So who's
TV.
your prediction then that's going home?
Joan, yeah.
Joe? Okay. I'm going to say Ethan.
You're gonna say Ethan?
Hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it just because I think he missed the mark on the challenge and his leadership will be questioned, and they're gonna take that into account. I think they'll probably send him home.
Yeah. I
Bold
think
prediction? I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, the producers are gonna produce and do their thing and be like he's good TV.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because that's one thing that I always struggle with when it comes to reality shows is how much is produced, right, and how much is real.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe.
I think that they're gonna whisper in their ear, and I think and Heidi and Law and Nina know like he is a showstopper. He does bring attention.
Yeah.
Um, he's good. I mean, just like they didn't get rid of Antonio, even though he was rude and talked
Mm-hmm.
back to Law, they could have easily been like, you know what, with that attitude, kick
Boom.
rocks.
Yep.
But they know that it's good television.
Yeah. True.
So they're going to keep him around
Yeah.
for a while. He may not win and he may not make it to like the finale, but they'll keep him around enough to kind of ruffle feathers and create some drama.
That's true. That's true. Gotta ruffle those feathers.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, a real quick side note off of Project Runway, just because it's not the only thing out there on TV, and this also has to do with fashion a little bit. The new season of Wednesday was released.
Yes.
Did you get to watch any of it?
I did. I watched two episodes and they were great. I
Yeah.
loved Tim Burton. I love Jenna Ortega. It was great to see them back. Um, really exciting. I thought it was really
Hmm.
cool this season. Looks like it's going to be just as good as the first one.
Yeah. I enjoyed the first two episodes. I saw Tim Burton. I was like, wow, Tim Burton directed an episode. Then they got to like the claymation animation stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely Tim
Yeah,
Burton.
style for sure.
But
Um, did you see the premiere of the show and their looks? Because Jenna
yes, that's
Ortega
hmm
looked amazing.
yeah, she did in that like cream dress, I think,
Yeah,
or
I
the
think it
gown.
was like a snakeskin latex outfit.
Yeah,
She's bleached her brows, so she has like no eyebrows. She got sort of like I want to say it's like an elevated Wednesday Addams look. Like she's
yeah,
definitely goth. It's not she. A lot of people I was reading comments and they're like, "Oh, she's taking this character way too far." I don't think so. I think it's very fashion forward. It's
hmm
goth, but it is very elevated. Um, it's her style. I think she just looks amazing. She looked
yeah.
great. And a lot of her co-stars looked amazing as well. They really brought the fashion. I don't recall their names, but the actress who plays the siren looked amazing. The
hmm
girl who plays her roommate looked amazing.
Yeah, and that red gown. Yeah,
Yeah, and the actor who plays Pugsley even brought like a really cool fashion look.
yeah, yeah. I saw some of those images, and you're right, they did look amazing. And since we're talking fashion, that's why I brought this that up. And I think the show itself, though, it feels like it's much has a much darker tone to it this season,
Yeah,
which I dig. I think it's really cool.
yeah, I definitely like it. I've seen a lot of interviews with Jenna Ortega, and I'm just really like in love with her right now.
Yeah, yeah.
She's definitely a star. I'm really excited to see her career blossoming into a bigger role. And then, of course, they're going to be bringing Lady Gaga onto the season, so I'm excited for that
Oh,
as well.
nice.
Yeah,
Sweet. Cool.
yeah,
Looking forward to that.
very much.
I think that's all I have for this week. Anything else?
Yeah, I think that does it for our recap of the Project Runway episode 3 recap. So if anyone has any comments, please leave your comment, like, subscribe, do all of the things. And we'll see you next week with episode 4 with more drama and more fashion.
See you, everyone.
We'll see you.